Alright, hello YouTubers. Guess this will be my first video on the new channel. What we're going to be doing today is making a knife etching machine, I guess, I don't know what you call it. Knife etching unit. And what it does is it will etch and mark steel. You can see here's a knife here. There's a logo I put on there. This is etched and marked. The etching will actually eat away the steel, and then the marks will darken it so it kind of stands out. So this is etched only. I don't know if you can hear that. It actually has a little edge to it. This is just marked, and then these are etched and marked. Some stuff I was goofing off with. There's a heart. This is etched and marked. It's actually down fairly deep. You can feel it. So, do the AC and DC. AC is when you're marking it, and DC, direct current, is etching away the material. This is made with some simple components. I think probably the two things that are most difficult to source would be your power transformer. This one is only a 2 amp. It's 25.2 volts. It's a center tap, which means that you have your 2 legs coming off of it, and then a third one, which is the center. So if you run these two, it's half the voltage. So you get like 12.6 with a black and a yellow. If you run both the yellows, you get 25.2 volts AC. We will use a bridge rectifier here to go from the AC current to the DC current. We've got a, I'll put a list up in the comments, double pole, double throw, toggle switch, and this is an on, off, on, and I did that so I could flip the leads to off. And it's not charged. I could set them down, get another knife. I don't have to worry about them coming together and arcing. So flip it to etch, off, then mark. You can go straight through all of them. It doesn't matter. Just a regular dimmer switch to control the power. I had this one set up with the half voltage coming off, but I upped it to go to the 25 volts. This is a Radio Shack power transformer, but I don't believe they carry this anymore. If you looked up, you know, a 25 volt power transformer, I think I saw some for 3 amps, which is a little bit better. They say don't go under the 2 amps, so that'll be fine. I've got some scrounged up wire nuts and screws. I'm going to be putting a light on this one. This one doesn't have a light. You can see it doesn't have a cover here. I'm going to actually put this cover on it. I wish it was. I tried to get a blank. The blanks have a wider screw pattern here, and will actually screw into the face. You can see these were blanks. They screw into the face of the box. The box is just a 4-gang box from Home Depot. It's the old style. I think it's deeper. Part number is B468R, and it says it's 71 cubic inch volume. It works really good, fits everything. I'm thinking with this on here, it'll clean it up a little better. What I like about the old style is it has these little legs where you hold it into the wall, and they actually make good little feet to kind of prop it up. So, with that, I guess I should say we're working with electricity, 120 volts, and then we're stepping it down to 25 volts AC and 25 volts DC. I think pretty much all of it could kill you. I'm not an electrician. I just pretend to be one. I don't even pretend to be one. So if I'm saying something and it's wrong, please correct me. This will kill you. Kill you dead. So, I think total cost maybe $40. the unit you buy at, you know, I think they're one of the variable power etching machines are about 250. So I made leads on this. I actually had a piece of stainless and I welded a threaded rod onto it. You could use anything. I saw someone do it with a piece of copper pipe where they bent it over, smashed it flat, bent it over so it had a flat edge on it, and then just soldered their wires to that. Maybe I'll make another video on that. This was just a piece of burl oak that I had at the house. I drilled a hole in it. When you're done, the positive lead goes to the blade. So I marked this as blade. And then the negative is what you etch with. I'm just using distilled white vinegar currently. And it seems to work with the steel. You do get issues on Damascus. You've already, you know, etched it to get your differential between the two steels. And I don't know if you can see the logo on here. It's not that great. This was just a practice knife I was goofing off with. Just to see if I could do the Damascus cable. So, let's get started. The bridge rectifier. As you can see my mess here, I've got RC stuff and electronic stuff everywhere. So the bridge rectifier, this was a power supply to a laptop, and I just pulled the bridge rectifier off of this. It was right here. BD1 is positive and negative. The two centers legs are your AC voltage. The two outer legs are your DC positive and negative on this one. I'm kind of a tinkerer, so I'm always pulling parts. This unit actually has a bridge rectifier from a wall wart. I pulled it open, looked at it. Let me get my old man glasses on so I can see. And to make the bridge rectifier, you need some diodes. Two diodes are hooked positive to positive. Two diodes are hooked negative to negative, making a triangle. So you have your two positives, actually your two lined ends, your two unlined ends. Your AC voltage goes here and on both sides of the triangle or the diamond. The lined ends are your positive DC and the unlined ends are your negative. I'm not sure if you can get it, but so this is where you see your four diodes sitting there, which AC voltage comes in here and here, which ends up making this your positive and this your negative. And so I ended up just cutting it off, pulling the capacitors off of there, and use that for this one. Wrapped it up good with tape once it was done, tested it out. So any number of ways, simplest solutions probably to order a bridge rectifier online. Here's this one. So I have my positive, my two AC voltages, and my negative. We will solder this up and see how it goes. First things first, so you got your ground wire and you've got your hots that come through to vary your resistance. So what we'll do is one hot leg will go to this. Actually, the hot leg will go to one of the black wires. The other black wire will go to one of the two black leads on our transformer. This is your AC in and your AC step down out. There's instructions on the back. Let's see if I can get that there. Two black wires on one side are for 120 volt input. The two yellow wires and one black wire on the other side are for output. What's nice is this transformer legs, the little tabs here, seem to fit right across the opening on this box. So if you look, it actually drops right in there. No problem. Screw it into the thing. It's out of the way, tucked in, Works out pretty good. We'll end up putting the dimmer switch all the way to the one end. Then I think I will have this here, have our light, so when you turn it on, the night light's going to vary. I'm not even sure if this is going to work. It'll vary as you, more voltage, less voltage, but what will be nice is it will show you that it's on, because with this way I don't know if it's on or not. I mean, I guess I've got the switch, but a light will be handy. This was the cheapest method I could find. It was these 2 night lights at Ace for like 98 cents. For a power cord, I just went and bought a cheap 8-foot extension cord. Home Depot, I think it was $6. I'm going to cut off about 5 feet. So if you didn't have your black, white, and green inside for whatever reason, the wide leg on these, so you have a skinny leg and a wide leg. The wide leg is your neutral, and that would be your white wire. The black wire is your hot lead, and the green is of course your ground. You can, if they were funny colors, you could use a continuity tester and then test continuity between the ones. They say it doesn't matter between your hot and your neutrals on the AC, but we're playing with electricity. There's some exposed stuff. This one won't be as exposed. So you don't want to get shocked. So I'll be doing some soldering. I like wire nuts. It's simple, easy. I know people are going to be ranting and raving and saying I'm doing it wrong. If I am doing it wrong, please post up. I will correct the video. Really wrong, you guys will, maybe somebody when I'm dead will post up the video, or I'll post up the pictures of my burnt fingers. Yeah. So gas point knives, that's the new channel. I've been making knives on and off for a few years. This is my first one out of an old saw blade with just a hand grinder, 4-inch grinder, and it's not bad. It's fairly sharp. It's black walnut handles with you know, just copper tubing, stuff I had laying around the house. So I'm hoping to kick this channel off and get it going. Maybe I can start building knives on a regular basis and start selling them. Alright. This will be the bottom. I'm going to bring it up through the bottom one this time. See, I'm only human. It's a good thing too. And like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing here. The other thing you can do with this is, in the mark, on the AC side, so that's marking, you can actually run this as a foam cutter. So this is a dual purpose thing. That's what this originally was a foam cutter that to make airplane wings. You can't see it, but there's a wall of airplanes. So I was cutting foam, pink foam, doing the profiles of the airplane wings. So first things, one black wire goes to one black wire. So the other black wire will be your hot going out. Your neutral is going to come straight across to our transformer. I guess you should have it up here where you can see it. So go ground to ground. I'd like to bring a ground over to the transformer body itself. Alright, I think I'm recording again. Apparently there's a 20-minute limit, so you missed my whole soldering deal. So best way I found to solder one part, solder the other part, put them together, heat them up. That's the quick and dirty so I don't go over it again. It's called tinning. And so when you get there, I have found that solder melts solder faster than the hot metal. So tin your soldering iron, lay those together. You can see the solder melt. Usually works. Hold it there for a second. Blow on it to cool. And there you go. So with the old standby vinyl electrical tape. How hokey is that? If I had some larger shrink tubing, that would be the best way to go. Alright, funky. Hopefully you can see me sitting here and you're not just staring at blue stuff. I'll edit most of it out. So one leg's going to go to the hot and one leg to the neutral, along with the transformer. It's all going to wire together here. So look at the instructions on your transformer. You want it to be correct. So we're going to this to go through. Because if we don't do this now, we won't get this back in. So I want this next to this. So one goes here, along with one of these. Give it a quick twist and a wire nut. So the reason why you want them all snug and tight is if they're loose, they'll be arcing across each other. It'll build up heat and then start a fire. You do not want that. So if I can get this all lay in here good, then when it all sets together, it will be in a somewhat decent order, and then we won't have stuff looped back over itself a few times. So gas point knives. There's a old, guess it'd be ghost town, but it's so ghosty it doesn't exist anymore. Near where I live, near Cottonwood, California, and it was a mining town at one point, and there's nothing left of it anymore. It has, I guess the last building was burned down, somebody lit it on fire, and it's a shame because you don't get the history back once it's gone. So we've, I'll hook this up to a ground here. I might just solder it on once it's in place. Then from there, we work on the output side of the transformer. Now we have 24 volts AC coming off of here. We are going to want to hook two wires to this. Coming off to do our marking. So what we're going to end up doing here is AC coming off. We're going to tie two wires onto these. So this will go to our marking side of our toggle switch. Now the bridge rectifier just takes the alternating current and converts it to direct current. That's weird. So we are tinning all of our legs on this bridge rectifier, and again this bridge rectifier was salvaged out of a laptop power supply. Since this is alternating current, it doesn't matter which one goes where. I think we stuffed some shrink tubing on here before we far, just to make sure. Now, you want to get it far enough away from the ends that you don't shrink it on there. turn this. Again, solder melts solder faster than plain metal. Hopefully it doesn't come up doing this part. That's usually what will happen. Right, so AC side is done. AC side of the circuit is done. We need our positives and negatives to go to the thing. It's negative on this side, positive on this side. You can see there's a corner knocked off, and that may be industry standard. So I do have a red and a black wire here. So we will tin the end of these. The other thing I like to do is leave your wires long when you're tinning, and then just trim them back to where you the length you need. And climb it back up. So we got positive on the top here. Some of this is boring and I'll probably edit it out, but and then negative. Take that around. Okay, so yeah, shrink tube before you get it on there, and then you're kind of screwed. You got to chop it off. So I'm gonna strip wires now. I'm gonna tin the ends of all of them. It'll just help me. These are screw terminals. And actually, if you had some eyes, you could put them on there. I'm just gonna tin them, solder on there, and then screw them on. And there's a trick about wrapping the wire in the same direction that the screw is going to be turning. So what was I saying? Gas point knives. Yeah, I see Life Careers. Life throws you a series of curveballs all the time. You just gotta learn how to hit them. But most people, if you're watching, have hit quite a few curveballs. And you just have to, deal with it. So I was a machinist for years, and kept getting laid off. Whenever the economy would go bad, no one's wanting to spend money, so they just lay you off, go out and get another job. And then I just decided I didn't want to keep doing that, searching for work all the time. So it wasn't that I was a lousy machinist. Well, maybe I was, but don't believe so. The couple places, ship your stuff overseas. You train the people to do your job, and then they say, "Hey, thanks. Now you don't have a job." Another place, moved out of state. I'm in California, so it's expensive for businesses to be here. So I went back to school in my 30s, mid-30s, to do wastewater treatment. So again, just tinning these wires so when they put them on the screw heads, they stay together. We want to make sure that we do the ACs on the one side, so the two centers are ACs, the two outers are DC. Doesn't matter which side you hook what to, as long as the ACs are on one side and DCs are on the other. Positive is for the DC. We'll start with DC here. DC. There we go. So, what I said before is you want to make sure that if you're turning the screw this way, that you wrap the wire that way. Or if you wrap it the other way, you just untwist the wire, unloops it before you get it tightened. I'm going to pinch that down. The solder on there, it makes it nice. Keeps the wire nice and strong. Make sure I got the other DC. I do. You know, the best way would be ring eye terminals, but not that important. So now what I'm going to do here, so I know this is my etching, because that's my DC. So I'm going to write it up here because it's the opposite end, like I said. So when you push this forward, it's going to connect these two together. So this would be etch, and this would be mark. And that's when you push it that way, it's mark, that way it's etch. So when I put it in, it'll be down for etch and up for mark. So it's opposite on the front than it is on the back, if that makes sense. AC wires, so it is important when you hook your leads up that you have your positive and negative correct, because your positive will go to the blade itself and the negative will go to the etching pad. So there's that. We're chugging right along. So we need our leads to come out. With this, they call this like zip cord or zip wire or something. My only concern is as I peel it, it was peeling funny. We will trim it off. See if we can get a peel to start correctly. If not, then we will do something else. So on most of these cords, what you get is one of the sides has ribs on it and one side does not. So what we'll do is we'll do the ribbed side as positive and then the unribbed side is negative. So we will tin these and then hook them up. And then what these will be is our leads coming out to our clip and our probe. Looks good. You guys are probably bored to death. So I've already got over 40 minutes of recorded time on this. We'll see what I can edit it down to, because I don't think I would sit and watch a 40-minute video. I think I can get it down pretty short. It's you know, I'll buzz by the, maybe I'll do a long one and a short one. And if you want to just catch the highlights, you will. If you want to watch the whole thing, well. So this is important that you hook the positives and the negatives up correctly, so you will etch and mark correctly. So on the AC it doesn't matter because it alternates from wire to wire. DC is important. Positive goes to here. So this is the positive side, and I don't think I'll be able to mark it to where I could see it. Positive. So ribbed side is this one. The positive side is there. Double check. Yes, yes. There are better ways to do this. Like I said, I'm not an expert. This gets it done. Now you don't need an on-off-on. You can just do an on-on. You know, I just did it, like I said, I did it this way so I could, if I'm switching from knife to knife, I can just leave my power settings where I want it. And then be able to disconnect the power on the probes themselves. So we will bring the wire off the bottom like we did on the other. So I'll push that open a little bit. We will poke this wire through there before we get any farther, and I split them apart anymore. And that way when so before I get that sucked down into there, I want to wrap this with the electrical tape, avoid any exposed lugs. Now you hope that everything's hooked up correctly and you got your stuff marked so you don't have to try to figure it out later, because now you can't see where is what and where is what. So happy times. Now we can kind of start stuffing this back together. I'll drop that one in there. This will go here. So on this one we're going to have to screw this to the box, and then the cover plate screws to here. Now if it was blanks, like I did with these, the blanks will screw into these holes. That's the best way to go. If you can get a 4-gang blank, then it covers everything up. You don't have the squares. It's actually the way to go. I don't have the correct screws for doing this. We'll see if I can get these ones to work. Looks like they may. I had thoughts of making this a giveaway, but I'm not sure what my liability would be if I, give this to someone and then they electrocute themselves doing something stupid. Let me know if you want to get this from me and then electrocute yourself and sue me. Then post that up so I would know not to give it to you if you win. But like I said, I'm not sure yet. I think it'd be really cool. I would like to win one. Now, so I want it to be here, so down for etch, up for mark. We've got our stuff there. I'm hoping this fits through there, which it does not. We'll fix that though. We will want to screw this down. We will solder this ground wire onto the body here in a second. Let's do that now. Alright, so what you guys missed while it shut off was I tried to open that up and broke that side off. But that's alright, because what I'll end up doing is buying the blank plate that's just 4-gang blank. I'll look online. I think they must sell them. And then I can just put the the ones that I want on there. I don't have to worry about it. I'll just drill my holes. So what we're going to end up doing now is just tucking this together to do some quick testing. So you can do what I did on this one, where I just marked my off position, and then with my voltage meter hooked up, I went through and then marked some things. I think what will end up happening is I'll get to a happy spot, where it likes to be for the different metals. So ribbed one, positive. We're just going to stuff that right in there. And non-ribbed, negative. You know, I'll find my happy spot where the blades like to, certain metals like to be, and then it won't be a major guessing game. So these are separated. We'll put this to DC volts 20. We will put this to etch because that's where we're DC voltage. This is shut off. I'll plug this in. Drop my multimeter. Listen for arcing and sparking. I see none. That's good. Multimeter still works, so we'll turn it on. Should get some voltage. Hey, look, we have some light there, and so we definitely go over 20. So we'll put it to 200 and see what it says. 24.2, wide open, and as you come around, you can see we can bring it down to almost nothing. So the light comes on, about 10 volts. And then up to our 24.2. So that's our DC side. Now AC side, go over, flip this to our mark position, turn it on. So about the same spot, about 10 volts on the AC, gets the light flickering. Actually, that's always AC, so all the way up to 27.3 volts on the AC side. So that's not too bad. See what kind of... It looks like it comes on. 8, 7, 8. Yeah, so it looks like the bottom of it's about 7 volts. 8 volts, and then the top on the AC side's 27. You don't have to shut it off when you switch back and forth, but it's not tied down. I don't want to shock the shit out of myself. One last thing, we'll see where this bottom of the DC is. So it looks like I can get about 7 for the bottom, and all the way up to your 24. So we lose a little bit in there, but looks good. That's it. Shut your leads off, so then you can do whatever you wanted. Set them aside. You don't have to worry about it being powered. Flip it back on, and away you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave comments down below. Like and subscribe. That's all I can ask for. Well, actually, I can ask for a lot of stuff, but that's all I can expect. And that's it. Maybe I'll do another video on how to make a simple one. We'll do one out of copper pipes, and you can see with the legs down. It works. I'll replace this with something better. I could have sworn it said it was unbreakable, but I must have bought the really cheap one, so I think it was like $1. That's it. I hope you have a great day, and please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you again. Oh yeah, another exciting day.